Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be upon you. I'd like to welcome everybody to this English lesson. Today we're learning how to use modals in the past. This lesson was prepared by Mr. Turki Al-Fafi and it is presented to you by me, Mu'tasim Nadim. The goals of this lesson is that the students will be able to distinguish the modal verbs kinds. 2. Students will be able to overcome misunderstanding regarding to these kinds. And number 3, students will be able to use the appropriate modal verb with their ideas. These were the goals. Now, as an introduction, I can see that I have only one student attending this lesson. However, Aya, can you tell me what, or give me an example of modal verbs, if you know any? If you know any modal verb, can you just give us an example of modal verbs, if you know what they are? First of all, can you hear me very well? Okay, good. That means you can hear me, right? Do you know what modal verbs are? Can you give us an example of a modal verb? Yes, modal verbs. Do you know any? If no, that's fine. Just say no. Verbs that express a mood. No, actually, that's not what we mean by modal verbs. Anyway, look. These are examples of modal verbs like can, could, may, might, must, should, have to, ought to, will, and would. These are the modal verbs. However, they should have included 2 more modal verbs like should and shouldn't. They should also be included. Now we're going to use these modal verbs not in present, but yeah, and shall as well. Thank you. Yes, shall and should. These are also modal verbs. Now we're going to see how we can use these modal verbs in the past. First of all, as a warm-up, look at these sentences. See if you can distinguish where the modal verbs are. See if you can find the modal verbs in these sentences. Look at sentence number 1. Barton could have made one of the best deals in business history. Could. That's excellent. Yeah, could is the modal verb in the first sentence. How about the second? Instead, he may have made the worst business mistake in history. That's excellent. May in the second sentence. Can you find the modal verb in sentence number 3? Good. Yes, that's right. Move on. Sentence 4. No, okay. Was in number, not was by itself, well actually was supposed to altogether, not just the verb be was. Okay, that's a verb be, not a modal. What was by itself. And number 5 is might. Yes, if it had, the Titanic tragedy might never have happened. Yeah, might is the right modal verb. Okay, good job. Sorry. Okay, we start by discussing may and might have first, okay? Look, may and might have plus the past participle tense of the verb is used to suggest uncertainty or possibility about the past. As an example, I lost my cell phone. I may have left it at school. When somebody says, I may have done that, that means he is not sure. He or she, he is not or she is not sure if they have done this or if they haven't. So they say, I may have done that, okay? I could have left at 8 p.m. yesterday, right? You're using could. We will get to this later, okay? There is no any grammar mistake in the sentence you've made. Yeah, it's perfectly fine, but could here doesn't give the same meaning as may and might, okay? May and might, we're talking about certainty here. You're not sure. But when you use could, that means like it's a decision that you haven't made in the past. You made another decision. When you use I could have done that, that means you are talking about a possibility of making another decision. Okay, but may and might are different. We're talking about uncertainty. Uncertainty means you're not sure. For example, after you leave your home, you say that if one of your parents asks you, did you turn off the lights? And you answer, okay, I may have turned them off. That means you're not sure if you have done that or not, okay? Are we clear? Okay, good. Could have. Now we move on to the one you've been using. You were using could have. Could have is used in two ways. Way number one is to talk about the past without uncertainty, similar to may and might, or to talk about an option in the past, and this is what I was mentioning. When you talk about an event or about an option in the past that was not taken, like the example you made, I could have left at 8, that's a decision in the past that you didn't make. Let's read these examples. Do you think I could have left my cell phone at your house? He could have been a doctor if he hadn't made the mistake of dropping out of school. The example you've made is similar to the second one here. He could have been a doctor if he hadn't made the mistake of dropping out of school. That means this was an option in the past, but now it's not because he dropped out of school. The first example here, do you think I could have left my cell phone at your house? That's an example of uncertainty. He's not sure. Like, do you think I may have left, or do you think I might have left my cell phone at house? So could here can be substituted with may or might. Okay? Are you following? Good. Now we move on to the next modal verb is must have. Must have plus the past participle. Do you know what is the past participle tense of the verb? For example, if I give you a word like see, do you know what is the past participle tense of see? Good. Seen. That's correct. So you know what the past participle tense of the verb is. I got lost on the way. We didn't finish reading these lines at the bottom. Let's finish reading them. Must have plus the past participle tense of the verb is used for drawing conclusions about the past. If something happens in the past and you are deducting, deduction, like making a conclusion of what had happened, you use must have. Let's read this example. I got lost on the way here. I must have taken a wrong turn somewhere. He took a turn and later he found himself lost. This is why he's using I must have taken, because as a conclusion to what happened to him, he deducted that at some point he must have taken a wrong turn. I'll give another example. For example, like when I say I have a brother who went to the hospital 30 minutes ago. The hospital is only 10 minutes away from our home. It's been 30 minutes already, so I say he must be at the hospital by now. I use he must be, or I can also say he must have reached the hospital by now, because it's been 30 minutes. Okay, is this clear? Okay, good. Should have. Should have plus the past participle tense of the verb is used to talk about mistakes made in the past or expectations that have not been met. As an example, you should have apologized for your mistake. Another one, they should have arrived by now. Again, these are used to talk about mistakes made in the past. For example, when you buy, for example, a phone, and you're not very happy that you bought this kind of phones, you wish that you had bought another one, like for example you bought let's say an iPhone, and you're not very happy with the iPhone. You say your friend blames you and tells you you should have bought the, for example, the Galaxy. You shouldn't have bought the iPhone. Yeah, he should have bought the Samsung. That's excellent. Good. It seems we have a new student here, Hiba. You're welcome, Hiba. Was or were supposed to. Hiba, do you know what time do we use was and what time do we use were? So you have to either use was or were supposed to. Look at the first example. The football game was supposed to start. Why didn't we put were? The football game were supposed to start. Was for the past. Even were is for the past. Was and were both are for the past. But what's the difference? Are we free to use was or were? Were is used for people. Even was is used for people. For example, I was supposed to teach this lesson yesterday. I was supposed to teach this lesson yesterday. I am people. Okay, Aya. Do you have an answer? When do we use was and when do we use were? If neither of you know, just say pass or type pass. I usually just use it depending on what sounds more right. Okay, I'm not sure why. Listen, do you know the subject pronouns? We have 7 subject pronouns in English. I, he, she, it, you, we, and they. These are the subject pronouns. It all depends on the subject pronoun you're using. If you are using I, he, she, or it, you use was. For example, I was supposed to teach this lesson yesterday. He was supposed to be here. She was supposed to be here. It was supposed to, okay? But when you say you, we, or they, it's incorrect to use was. You have to use were. They were supposed to. We were supposed to. You were supposed to. Is this clear now? Okay, Hiba, good. I know it's incorrect, but I wasn't sure of the reason. Okay, many native speakers actually they don't know the grammar behind what we say. They just know when they follow the sound, just like what Aya said. Okay, it doesn't sound right. Okay, grammar is for English teachers. Okay, we're back. Was and were supposed to plus the base verb is used to express that an expected action didn't happen. Like in this example, the football game. And by the way, when I talked about subject pronouns, one might think, okay, I don't see I, he, she, it, you, we, or they in here. It says the football game was supposed to. Where's the subject pronoun? Do you know where the subject pronoun is in the first example? The football game was supposed to start at 1. Yeah, football game. Yeah, we're talking about football game, and the subject pronoun that stands for football game is it, right? We can instead of saying the football game, we can also say it. It was supposed to start. Is that understood? The football game was supposed to start. I can also say it was supposed to start. It's the same thing. Or maybe I can say that Hiba and Aya were supposed to join me in today's lesson. Or I can say they were supposed to. It's the same thing. Okay? Okay, something was supposed to happen. The football game was supposed to start at 1, but it was postponed because of the train. I use supposed to because the action did not happen, which is the football game. Did not happen, it was postponed. Postponed means delayed. It will happen, it will start later. Second example, where were you last night? You were supposed to help me with my essay. Okay, we move on. Passive modals in the past. Do you know what passive is? Passive is when you begin your sentence by mentioning the object, not the subject. When I say, for example, lions eat giraffes. Lions eat giraffes, right? Lions are the subject. They are the ones doing the action. And the action is done to the giraffes. Lions eat giraffes. If I want to begin this sentence using giraffes at the beginning without changing the concept, if I say giraffes eat lions, that completely changes the concept. I want to put giraffes at the beginning without changing the concept. So what must I say? Exactly, that's good, Hiba. Giraffes were eaten by, or this is in the past. If I want to make it present, passive, I say giraffes are eaten by lions. That's very good. We're doing the same thing here. The money could have been given to the poor. I'm using could because it's a choice in the past that did not happen. It was supposed to happen. The money could have been given to the poor. That means the money was not given to the poor. It was given to someone else. Passive modals in the past are used to give opinions about events and situations that happened in the past. The form is subject plus modal. Modals like could, should, may, might, plus have been, plus the past participle tense of the verb. Look at the second example. The package should have been sent a week ago. Okay, I can use this passive with any modal I like, as long as I begin my sentence with an object, not with a subject, because the package here is the object, right? Good. Okay, now I need you to circle the correct modal in the past to complete each sentence. Hiba, or Aya, sorry. Which one of you attended first? I think it's Aya. Okay, Aya, you choose. The first statement is for you. Hiba, you take the second statement. Give me the pen. Okay, Aya, which one will you choose? I have a sore throat. I should have caught your cold, or I may have caught your cold. I may have, yes, we're talking about uncertainty. We're not sure. Somebody has got cold and I have a sore throat, so I may have caught this cold from him or from her. Okay, good. Hiba, the second one, he wasn't supposed to, or he shouldn't have know about the business deal, but he found out by accident. Wasn't supposed to. That's correct. Well done. Good job. Okay, number 3. Aya, you have a big smile on your face in all the vacation. You have a big smile on your face in all the vacation pictures. You should have, or you must have had a great time. You must have. That is perfect. Excellent job. Hiba, the next one. I don't know where she is, but she was very tired. She should have, or she may have gone to bed. Should have. Look, we're talking about uncertainty, okay? We're not sure. We don't know where she is, and we're not sure. So yeah, the answer should be may have. May have is the right answer because we're not sure where she is. Okay, that's excellent. Here are the right answer. May have, the answer is number 1. Wasn't supposed to is the answer of number 2. Must have is the answer of number 3. And may have is the answer of number 4. Okay, here is another exercise. Complete each sentence with a modal in the past. For some items, more than one modal may be possible. Okay, so in some of these blanks, we have more than one possibility. More than one model can fit. You do the first one. It's too bad we didn't know you were there. We blank met up. What modal verb will you use? Could have. That's excellent. Could have is the right answer. Thank you. Hiba, 2. She blank studied biology in school, but she ended up studying medicine instead. Should have, well, she should have studied. Look, if you use should have cannot fit in here. You know why? Because when you use should have, the verb that follows must always be in the past participle tense. So it has to be studied. Yeah, see? Yeah, just like you typed studied, but in here it's not studied, it's study. So could have, should have, may have, might have, all these will not fit in here. What do you think will fit? Did? No, look, as a reminder, I know you came late today, so I will remind you of the modal verbs we're using. We're using may have, might have, should have, must have, or wasn't supposed to. Yeah, well, wasn't supposed to is the right answer, of course. Was supposed to. She was supposed, not wasn't, so he was supposed to. Good answer. Thank you very much. Ayah 3. Farah blank gone to Dubai this summer, but she decided to stay home instead. Could have. That's excellent. Farah could have gone to Dubai. That's excellent. But she decided to stay home instead. That's right. 4, sorry. Hiba, you have already given an answer. Okay, Hiba answered was supposed to, and then I answered 3. Who answered 3? Hiba? Farah could have. Okay, now we are at number 4. It's Hiba's turn. He have said that. I think they must have misunderstood him. Must have. He must have. Well, he must have said that. You mean you only put must? He must have said that. I think they must have No, well, must will not. Look, we use must when we draw a conclusion. Should we? He should have said that. I think they must have missed. I think they must have misunderstood him. Even should. Should is not the right answer here. Think again. Okay, may. He may have said that. Might. Okay, look. The best model that fits here is couldn't. He couldn't have said that. I think they must have misunderstood him. If you want to use may or might, they can also be a replacement for couldn't have, as long as you make them negative. He may not have said that, or he might not have said that. They both sound good, but couldn't is the best answer. He couldn't have said that. I think they must have misunderstood him. 5. Ayah, it was such a beautiful day today. We planned gone to the beach. We should have gone, yes. What else? Should have is a possibility here. Or we can also use could have. That's excellent. We should have gone. We could have gone. Yeah, both answers are accepted. Here are the answers, in case you missed them. 1. Could have or might have. 2. Was supposed to. 3. Could have. 4. Couldn't have. 5. Should have or could have. Okay. Rewrite each sentence as a passive sentence. Number 1. Someone must have dropped these keys at the meeting. Remember, when you rewrite as passive, you begin the sentence with the object. Before you rewrite the sentence, can you spot the object here? The keys. That's excellent. The keys is the object. So you will begin this sentence by talking about the keys. The keys, you put the keys first. These keys must have been dropped by someone at the meeting. Well, that's excellent. The keys must have... okay, this is... Okay, both of you answered perfectly. The keys must have been dropped at the meeting. Both of you gave a very, very nice answer. Okay, let's move on to number 2. The Mayans may have drunk hot chocolate as far back as 2,600 years ago. Do you know who Mayans are? The Mayans? I'm not quite sure either. I think they're like Red Indians, the native people who were in America before America. I think that the Indians who used to live there are called the Mayans, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, can you spot the object in sentence number 2? Hot chocolate was drinking. Okay, the past participle tense of drink is not drinking. It's actually... Can you figure out what the past participle tense of drink is? Hiba, can you help? Drunk, that's right. It's not drinking, it's drunk. So hot chocolate was drunk by the Mayans back in the... Well, actually, you typed back in the 2600. Well, actually, we were talking about 2,600 years ago, not the year 2,600. Okay, that makes a difference. Hot chocolate might have been drunk by Mayans. This is also a good answer. Yeah, this answer is also good. Thank you, Hiba. Okay, 3. How much time have we got? We still have 12 minutes. Okay, that will be more than enough. 3. A professional photographer must have taken this picture. Hiba, can you spot the object? Or if this is too easy for you, just rewrite the sentence. This picture must have been taken by a professional photographer. That's excellent. Wonderful. Okay, and the last one, a computer error may have caused the accident. I would really like it if Hiba is the one who types the answer this time. I think Hiba is still typing. Okay, good. The accident might have been caused by an error from a computer. That's excellent. That's wonderful. Okay, now we move on. Here are the answers. Well, actually, these answers may be a little bit different from yours, but that doesn't mean that yours weren't actually correct. Both answers are very good. I will just read out loud these answers. These keys must have been dropped at the meeting. 2. Hot chocolate may have been drunk by the Mayans as far back as 2,600 years ago. 3. this picture must have been taken by a professional photographer, for the accident may have been caused by computer error. Okay, and that's it. Now we conclude what we did today. The conclusion, we talked about the usage of may have, might have, could have, must have, should have, was, were, supposed to, the passive modals in the past. And thank you very much for joining me today. I really had a great time today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that today's lesson was really very useful to everybody. If you have any questions, you can ask now. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Hiba. Thank you, Aya. If you have any questions, we still have 9 minutes to go. Alright, thank you, Hiba. And thank you, Aya. Thank you very much. You are dismissed.